This is my learning module topic and kind of lesson plan. It's geared towards 5th grade in the elementary level. It covers the engineering design process. It lasts about 2 to 3 weeks, depending on kind of the time frame that you're given in the classroom. My learning objectives and technologies that are going to be used, I'll kind of let you read that part, and I'll scroll to the more important in-depth stuff. Lesson 1 kind of includes a quick overview of the design process, so they have some background knowledge when they're going through the project on their own. I do this with Flipbook and the various stations. Each station is a step in the design process, and then I finish it up with just a quick, very informal exit ticket, just to make sure that I can address any misconceptions, or if the class is kind of ready to be pushed further as a whole, I can do that. Things of that sort. Looking further, we kind of get into the planning phase. Students are kind of introduced to the project. They go through and think of various problems in their life. We spend some time talking about what's a realistic problem to solve and what's not. I don't have millions of dollars is not a realistic problem that we can solve in class in 2 weeks. However, I constantly lose my pencil on my desk, or, I can't ever reach my books in my book bin, or I always knock over my book bin. Things like that are realistic problems. So we kind of get everybody centered on that idea, so that way they have realistic problems that they are able to solve, so they can work through the design process completely. Students spend the next couple of days outlining solutions. Even though this is an individual project, we do a lot of our solution talk as a whole class, so that way they can kind of brainstorm together, and we talk about how more heads is better than one. The next few days is spent outlining those possible solutions, picking the best solution that they want to work on, and then heading over to create prototypes with various materials in the classroom. They have strict constraints and criteria that they have to meet. It has to be solvable. They have a budget of $3 in case I need to go, purchase a little material for them. It's not costing me thousands of dollars each year. And then they're free to use anything in my classroom. All that I ask is that if it's something that is non-perishable or is perishable, it can be thrown away. Non-perishable, it can be returned to me. Kind of those simple things. So they sketch out their prototypes, start collecting supplies and creating the prototype. And then we begin testing the prototype, making small adjustments to make it better and better. And then comes the final project presentation, where students are sharing their results, sharing the conclusions they made, and then showing us how they went through the whole design process. So by the end of this unit, they're seeing multiple examples of how people went through the design process and how it kind of can look slightly different depending on each person's project. I do have kind of my rubric here. It is a 50-point project, which is a lot for them in 5th grade. So we talk about breaking it apart. They have self-check rubrics that I give them as well, that they can kind of go through and make sure that they've hit every spot that they need. And then when we're building our final presentation, or we're working through each of these steps, we break this apart on the rubric to make sure that they have all the pieces that they need. And there's all that. And then kind of lastly here are my strategies. The 2 biggest ones that I put are keeping a positive attitude and meaningful feedback. Just because with this project being so hands-on with them, it's important for me to have a positive attitude to help encourage them to keep going. But also kind of that same thing with meaningful feedback is they're doing the learning. I'm not teaching, I'm just facilitating at that point. So it's important for me to give meaningful feedback with their designs, not, hey, great job on this, but really diving deeper and giving those very specific, defined compliments or feedback to make sure that they're getting what they need educationally wise. But that is kind of it. So I hope you enjoy.